Hello, I'm MJ Fite with today's thought. Today's thought is mental currency. For this principle, we'll have to compare three types of people. We compare kids, normal adults, and the one percenters. Let's start with kids. If you take $1 and you place it in front of kids, they will see $1 as an opportunity to be able to buy all the stuff they could possibly want. Toys, candy. A little kid will take $1 and they'll run away with it. Now, if you give an adult, most normal adults, $1, they'll look at you and say, what am I going to do with that? Then you look at the one percenters who see this very same dollar and they tap into that inner kid spirit. I see this dollar as an opportunity to make it grow, to turn this $1 maybe into 2, maybe into 3, who knows, maybe into 2,000. And that's normally what they do. So where are we getting at with this? When we look at mental currency, we'll start with paper currency first. Something simple as $1, which you see before you now, is a piece of paper. Same thing with €1. Same thing with $1, or even $100 or $1 billion. But that currency means nothing until your mind assigns a mental value to that piece of paper or that coin. So when we talk about your mental currency, it's basically what your mind assigns to that piece of currency you have. What powers do you have with that currency, and what you do with that power, what you assign that power to that dollar or that yen or that euro. Do not let your own fears block you from creating an opportunity with your mental currency. What am I talking about here? As we touch on an example with the dollar, I look at the kids and I look at particularly the one percenters or the most successful people in life. They look at $1 and they see the dollar as an opportunity to be able to either A, do something with it, or B, be able to make it grow. With most adults, being that they have bills to pay, they seem like they have a lot of stuff going on, you always have the perception that you never have enough. Well, once again, will you allow your mind to assign, let's say for example, once again, I'll bring up the dollar. If you look at $1 and you say, what can I do with this? Then you've already given up. This $1 could be the start to something bigger and greater. Like I said, for kids, $1 for them means they can buy a lot of candy, a lot of like maybe soft drinks or whatnot. They can do a lot with $1 if you give it to them. Same thing with maybe the most successful person in the world. They see $1 and they say, why not invest it? Why not do something with this $1 and make it grow? And a lot of times, they take this $1 and turn it into thousands, 100,000s, millions, simply off of $1. So what can we learn from this? Do not let your fears or let your perception of this paper currency or even a coin currency prevent you from taking advantage of a potential opportunity that may come your way. The key to this principle is perception. How do you perceive physical currency when you place a mental value on it? That's for you to decide. When we talk about mental currency, it's basically what your mind assigned to that piece of currency. Currency doesn't mean anything until you place a particular value on it. Like we mentioned before with the dollar. The dollar's not going to mean anything to you until you feel that there's value to it. like we said, with kids, they see that $1 is an opportunity to be able to get a lot of different things with $1. But it seems like as we get older, we say, well, that $1's not enough. So I need $2, I need $5, I need $10, I need $100, I need $1,000 to be able to do what it is I want to do. Now, once again, when we assign value to that currency in our mind, then it allows us to be able to do different things. $1 won't do anything for you until you feel that it's of value to you. Same thing with $1,000. It won't mean anything until it's of value to you. But then let's look at some of the most successful people in the world. Some of the most successful people in the world, you may think, well, they need a lot of money to do this and that. But when you think about how they began, they were just like us. They saw $1, but there was a big difference. They still see $1 as an opportunity. They see that $1 as a chance to be able to turn 1 into 2, 2 into 5, and it keeps growing. Till next thing you know, they're making millions and millions of dollars just because they see that piece of currency, as small as $1 or even less than $1, maybe even 50 cents, as an opportunity to make it grow. So we could take a lesson from that and learn that if we assign that mental value with that dollar and make it grow, how much better life would be, instead of saying, well, I never have enough, I can't do that, I can't do anything with just $1. Well, if millionaires could take $1, even right now, all the money in the world, they still crave $1 because they can still take $1 and turn $1 into millions. We can do the same thing too, if we assign the right mental value to it. Remember, mental currency is simply the value you place upon physical currency. If it doesn't mean anything to you, it won't do anything for you. But if it does mean something to you, it will create opportunity, it will create growth, and it will create an avenue to success. I'm MJ Fite with today's thought. And remember, a thought can take you in many different directions, but it is you that determines that direction. Have a good day.